It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here.
And I'm
really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here,
I
too.
miss you too, Ernie.
Thank you. Me too. Tonight, we'll be watching the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the Charlotte Hornets. Checking out the Hornets, they split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. And already the grind of the new season starting to show. Shaq, how do you stay fresh for the long haul, both as a player and as just a massive individual?
Veteran guys, you got to know how to pace yourself. And minute restrictions, it really has become a bigger part of the game.
Yeah, I agree. So, injury histories always taken into account now. This is why you have to develop depth.
How do you stay fresh for the long haul?
Oh, man, I have this drink I put together.
Oh, really? What is it?
Oh, yeah. It's a little, I take tomatoes, right? And I squish them up, and it gets real like tomato sauce. And I put that in. And then I take kale salad. I put that in.
I put
ginger. I put ginger in it.
Yeah.
Put that in. I put a little cayenne pepper in. A little bell pepper.
Sounds disgusting.
Ernie, he's making lasagna over there.
Sounds disgusting.
Can I get some of your lasagna?
Oh, man. It's the pepper. It makes you pep up.
Yeah, that'll do it for us. Thanks for tuning in.
There's a buzz in the air here inside the Spectrum Center. This Charlotte crowd is going crazy. Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. We'll see the Charlotte Hornets defending home turf in the Eastern Conference. Well, we've been waiting for it all summer, Clark. Opening night. What's going through the players' minds right now, just before the beginning of the season?
About time. These guys have been ready for this a month ago. But they're happy that there's no more waiting around, and now the games count for real. And they're focused on trying to get off to a great start.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Middleton and Giannis are your small and power forwards. Bledsoe is out there with Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Lopez in at the center position. And he makes that one.
Yeah, nice work that time, utilizing the screen. Just good, sound, solid, smart basketball.
There's the pick. Bledsoe kicks to Antetokounmpo. Got a hand on it. Antetokounmpo against Williams. Trying to find Batum. He's got it now. He was all alone on that one. Batum's got his first bucket in this one.
An excellent mid-range shooter. Batum feels very comfortable whenever he's rising up from there.
Lopez sets a screen for Bledsoe. Zeller grabs the board.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
From outside, off the mark. The Bucks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Middleton the pass to Antetokounmpo. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Like that creativity down in the paint. Antetokounmpo showing you how crafty he can be scoring from there.
And Walker kicks to Zeller. He dishes it to Lamb. Outside, Walker, three-pointer. That one, no good. The Bucks go the other way with it. And this matchup with the Hornets, it's their first game of the NBA's regular season.
And although they were the better team last year by overall record, this was a competitive matchup for them.
Guys, they split the season series, and there's always randomness to this game. The unpredictability of it. You win some, you lose some, but they certainly want to impose their talent level tonight.
Finished off the break. Walker's got his third basket of the night right there.
Yeah, despite the slight frame and slim build, Walker has good strength. I mean, he's determined to get to the basket, even when they get physical with him.
Lopez, a screen on Walker. A floater. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, I like the way they're sharing the ball, and Bledsoe right in the middle, spreading it around.
Now here's Lamb. He's guarded by Brogdon. Pick by Zeller. Batum dishes to Zeller. Nice job coming off that screen. Zeller's got his first points of the night.
You know, Batum is not just a scorer. He's a really good all-around player. Very effective at finding the open man, too.
Bledsoe kicks to Antetokounmpo. Batum with the steal. Pass to Lamb. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Williams with a clean look. They get the rebound. Here's Zeller. The kick out to Walker. Pick by Zeller from past the arc. Hits the three-point bomb. That's 10 points for Walker.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
And, you know, the Bucks in recent seasons have employed an aggressive trapping style defensively. Diminishing returns, though, as the league has figured it out. Gone back to the drawing board.
Now here's Bledsoe. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in.
Love the toughness of Bledsoe. Outstanding at maintaining his balance, even when you body him up.
Down low, Walker. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Bucks trail by 8. Bledsoe passes to Antetokounmpo. Back to Bledsoe. And it's off from three-point range. And it's the Hornets ball. They're on a 16-6 run. And Zeller kicks to Batum. There's a screen by Williams. And it's Walker penetrating. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Kemba Walker continuing the fine tradition of New York point guards. He should not go unmentioned when you talk about the NBA's best ball handlers.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And without a doubt, Kemba Walker, one of the league's most entertaining players.
And enlisted at 6'1", and that might be a stretch, but he uses it to his advantage, staying low and almost dancing when he's out there attacking defenders.
Kemba Walker hits them both.
Oh, I tell you what, like how cool and collected he was getting the job done at the line in this one.
Bucks trail by 10. Middleton outside. Lopez a screen. There's the foul. It's on Jeremy Lamb. That is his first foul of the game. And the Bucks with possession here. And the jam by Bledsoe.
You know, Bledsoe is not a big guy, but he's got big boy strength. He's a powerful combo guard and can convert through contact.
And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Charlotte.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Eric Bledsoe, Greg, one of the league's best slashers.
Yeah, he gets to the rim with regularity, and he finishes at a high rate, lives at the line. He is a nightmare in the open court.
Now, here's Walker. 14 points for him. It's tipped, and so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last.
And checking out numbers for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Last season, he played outstanding. Last season, 27 points per, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Now here's Lamb, following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo. That one good for 2.
The timing by Batum, really good at recognizing when to fire off the catch.
Bledsoe against Walker, and it's Bledsoe off the drive.
And Eric Bledsoe, so gifted athletically. He's got to learn to read the game as fast as he plays it, and that's a process. Staying under control, using change of pace, those are things he can tighten up.
And this will be his second and third shots at the line here. First free throw is good.
And the key for Bledsoe, like it is for most players, is staying motivated and engaged. I mean, he's a big player for this team, an important player for this team.
And Eric Bledsoe drops them both. Charlotte leading by 7. And here is Lamb, looking for his first basket still in this one. Off the screen. That one a little long. And playing under Chauncey Billups and Chris Paul, Eric Bledsoe got the message about playing Clark at 2 speeds.
Well, you know, it's almost like baseball. You've got to have a little change of pace in your game, the change-up to keep hitters off balance in baseball, same in basketball. And his strength helps him, too, now. He can hold off his defender while he downshifts to make decisions with the ball.
And Batum kicks to Walker. Shot clock at 6. There's a screen by Williams. Good on the triple. Walker's got 17.
Yeah, you know, the form, the balance, the release, the touch, the arc. Walker adept at shooting the 3-ball.
Good on the bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Here's Lamb. Giannis Antetokounmpo making his last shot. Now we go to David Aldridge, who spoke with James Borrego. David.
Kevin, he said he doesn't want his guys to just take what the defense gives them. He told me, tonight we may need to push the action to score. I told the team to be aggressive and force defenders to make great plays or foul you. No sitting back in this one. Sounds like this could be a fun one tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
All right, thanks for the report, David. So it's all about getting their offense going early on.
And I think that's the right call, guys. Get that rhythm established at the offensive end as soon as possible.
Yeah, I echo that, Greg. I mean, if they come out here as the aggressors and really get after it, I think it'll make things that much easier on them defensively.
Here's Bridges, and Charlotte again with the bucket.
Terrific awareness that time from Walker. Nice job getting his open teammates the rock.
Bucks trail by 8. Bledsoe passes to Antetokounmpo. Rebounded by Kaminsky.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to summon up a little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
Frank Kaminsky, a finesse 7-footer out of Wisconsin. A high skill level, but athletically at a disadvantage most nights.
Charlotte making some changes. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Zeller. Monk comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Tony Parker subbed in for Walker. The Bucks also changing it up. John Henson's checked in for Lopez. Ilyasova comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Eric Bledsoe. Back to Henson. From deep, Ilyasova cans it from downtown. Ilyasova's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And Kaminsky taken with the 9th pick of the 2015 draft. The Hornets were offered a king's ransom from Boston for the pick.
Yeah, I mean, the Celtics were after Justice Winslow. Offered 6 draft picks, including 4 first-rounders to move up. The Hornets weren't having it. And in hindsight, the Celtics are probably glad.
And it's the Hornets with the ball after the basket by Milwaukee. Monk kicks to Hernan Gomez. Charlotte moving it around. Parker outside. Back to Hernan Gomez. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Here's Bridges. The offensive rebound. Parker outside. Back to Hernan Gomez. And Henson sends it back.
Well, I like seeing Henson make good use of that real reach of his to deny shots.
Dellavedova with the ball. He's against Parker. Snell dishes to Dellavedova. Off target from outside.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen. Got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Parker right side to the middle.
And you saw him gauging that pass there. He knew they were coming inside with it and got in position for the steal.
And while we've got this moment here, now let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. The Bucks second.
And this team, in terms of scoring off of turnovers, that became the identity. I mean, they really look to disrupt and cause problems defensively. And boy, do they take advantage on the other end.
And the first one at the line is good. A lot of coaches out there, Clark, wear their emotions very prominently on their sleeve. Others take the calm, cool approach as a player. Was there a particular style that you preferred?
Yeah, my preference was cool, calm, be direct, be firm, but not necessarily overly emotional. And in my short stint with the Pacers, Jack McKinney was more of the cool and calm approach. He was excitable, but a little bit even-keeled. George was a little more emotional, but still, I enjoyed playing for both of them because I think I was clear in that they were trying to get the best out of me and the best out of the team.
Good way to look at it. Banked in off the glass. He's got 5.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Out left to the wing. Pass to Hernan Gomez. They need this one. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And what a career it's been for Tony Parker. 4 titles to his name, a Finals MVP, 6-time All-Star. I mean, the accolades go on and on for what is truly one of the most impressive resumes you'll see in the NBA.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good by Parker. And for Tony Parker, will certainly go down as one of the greatest Spurs ever to put on a San Antonio uniform.
No doubt about it, Kevin. And it's strange to see him in any other uniform than a San Antonio Spurs. And he made a move in the offseason. And, you know, here's what he brings to this team. A lot of experience, championship pedigree, and a guy that I think could maybe help get this Hornets team over the hump.
The Bucks shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. That free throw good from Dellavedova. Matthew Dellavedova, 6'4" point guard out of Australia, and Clark, he is tenacious.
Yeah, he really is, Kevin. He's one of those guys who just knows how to play. He's got one stop, and it's aggressive and up into you, all out, all the time. You remember back in the 2015 finals, boy, he was a pest because of how hard he played.
Now, here's Monk. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. But they recover it. 6 on the shot clock. Kaminsky in the corner takes the 3. That one no good. And Milwaukee the other way now.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Now here is Dellavedova. The pass to Snell over to the left wing. Here's Ilyasova, and Ilyasova throws it down.
Well, I tell you something here now. Ilyasova has deceptive athleticism, and I think it catches defenders off guard because if he gets around that rim, he's ready and looking to throw it down.
Here's Parker after the basket by Milwaukee. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And he's just terrific with that floater. Really one of the toughest shots in the book.
Dellavedova kicks to Snell. Parker with the steal. 32 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And it's off from three-point range. Bucks trail by 4. Three-pointer, Snell. Offensive rebound. Here's Henson. Makes it off the glass.
And, you know, Henson's height and length and reach makes him a force on the glass. He does a nice job chasing down those rebounds.
Now, here's Monk. Guarded closely. Parker outside. Over Dellavedova. Got it off in time, but it's no good.
Clearly, one of the most rugged, tough defenders in the league is Matthew Dellavedova.
Back right after this. Already a superstar, Antetokounmpo talked about how much more he can improve.
I'm just trying to focus on the court. What's my next step as a basketball player, because I know this is just the beginning. I haven't even reached my potential yet. I think I have a long way to go, and maybe one day I can be top 10 in all those things. I feel like I can do that.
I think he's already a top 10 player with his skill set and physical tools, Greg. He can be an all-time great.
He's shown the dedication. I think he's only going to get better.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And when you consider how Charlotte is doing, guys, what do you think?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Yeah, exactly. Right from the start, Greg, they were looking to get out and run, sprinting to their opportunities.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second. Up front you have Ilyasova and Henson. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. Then there's Tony Snell. Goes up. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Bucks.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Man, it's so good to see how Dellavedova plays to his strengths, guys. I mean, specifically how he finds the open man. Nice.
Hornets trail by 5. Parker outside. Pass to Monk. Here's Dellavedova. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Parker. And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for Charlotte.
And it's been guard play, which really has shouldered the burden offensively here. They'd like a bit more production from the front court, but in the meantime, this backcourt has kept them in the game.
And the first one drops. It always seems like great teams find the best glue guys, the guys that make them a team. Who are some of those players who just bring a team everything and bring it together, Clark?
I call those guys value utility guys because they do so much that helps you win, and things just seem to run better and go smoother when they're on the court. And there are a lot of them that fall into that category. They're not your primary stars, but they make the stars better. Robert Covington from Philadelphia has that ability because he shoots it well and defends multiple positions. And Draymond Green is probably at the head of the class.
By the way, you're our glue guy. You're a 2K.
Glad to be part of the team.
Timeout called, the Bucks. And the Charlotte Hornets last season was a roller coaster ride, even at the coaching spot.
Yeah, Steve Clifford, Kevin, had to take a medical leave of absence, and Steven Silas filled in, did the best he could, but the team failed to establish any real continuity. Hard. It's like having players injured all the time when you have that kind of disruption. And I think that was a big part of their struggles.
And the Bucks making a change here. Middleton's checked in. Henson with the screen. Down low. And John Henson with the slam.
Seeing the intelligence on display. Henson knows where to roll after setting the pick. That's important. You just can't roll anywhere.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Guys, Jeremy Lamb, 2 years at UConn, drafted by the Thunder, but he's come into his own with the Hornets.
Yeah, and what some exec call the second draft, finding young players who, for whatever reason, haven't been able to make an impact with their first team. Sometimes that change of scenery and ability to mature can do wonders for a player.
And he can't get the first one.
I really believe the more playing time that Lamb gets, the better he'll become. He still has the potential, in my mind, to be a very solid player in this league.
Williams, he's checked in for Charlotte. Good on the second free throw.
You know, Jeremy Lamb, what a nice stroke he has. I mean, says that in practice he makes about 350 shots a day. I wonder about these numbers sometimes, guys, quite honestly, but he does get some extra work in. Takes him about an hour and a half to get that many shots to go in.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Charlotte. Hornets trail by 5. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kemba Walker helped lead UConn to a national title, but it took some time to hit his stride at the NBA level. He finally became an all-star, but his team is rebuilding in Charlotte. Mitch Kupchak is the new general manager, and James Borrego is the new head coach. Guys?
A terrific player, D.A., for sure. Thanks. The Bucks have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. And you look at Lamb's scoring production, his efforts have certainly paid off.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. And some of it is attributable to being more aggressive, getting to the line a lot more. He's excellent there. And he's also increased his usage and efficiency, which has improved his numbers.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Zeller, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. And it's Kemba Walker in for Parker.
Well, you think about Ilyasova's lethal jump shot. It makes him a valuable player because he can stretch the floor.
And Lamb kicks to Zeller. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And Cody Zeller, he's carved out a fine career for himself, Clark, but not quite what everyone expected.
Yeah, he was the 4th overall pick in the draft, Kevin, and he's got tremendous skill and athleticism, and he's plateaued a bit, but I think with bigger guys, you've got to look at a 5 to 6 year time horizon versus 3 or 4. He's a really good pick and roll player. He can run the floor and usually shoots a pretty high percentage.
He's off on the first. And he sinks the second. And the Bucks back in 2001, advancing to the conference finals. In the subsequent 17 seasons, Clark, they've yet to win a playoff series. Is this the year?
Well, when you have a top 5 caliber player in Giannis Antetokounmpo, expectations rise, and you do have a better chance to advance in the playoffs. Earning a top seed, though, I think is important because that gives you home court advantage, which we know is helpful.
Now, here's Walker. 17 points in the game.
And still early in the period, and they're only 1 foul away from being over the limit.
Three minutes of action so far in the second quarter. It's rebounded by Ilyasova.
And sometimes, you know, you don't capitalize off a good shot or a good look. Still, you got to keep letting those good looks fly.
And Middleton kicks to Dellavedova. Ilyasova, a screen on Walker. Back to Middleton. Fires for 3. Connects from 3-point range. And the Bucks lead by 9.
Oh, great ball movement there.
For Charlotte, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Here's Lamb. The teardrop falls in.
The feathery touch there. When Lamb has room to shoot the floater, he takes advantage of it.
And the Bucks with possession. They're on a 15-6 run. Now here's Middleton. Henson with it. From outside the arc, and Ilyasova hits the 3. Ilyasova's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. And now the first timeout called here for the Hornets. And even though he's still a young guy, Coach Borrego's seen how to do things the right way, Clark, under Coach Greg Popovich.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just another branch coming off the Popovich coaching tree. And, you know, his tenure, Borrego's tenure in Charlotte, I think will be interesting to watch, but he certainly has been well prepared for it.
Lamb, and that one hits back iron.
Got to give the defense credit. That was a great contest on a high percentage shot in the paint.
And it's the Bucks ball. They're on an 18-6 run. Walker against Bledsoe. Lopez, no luck. Hornets trail by 10. Inside, here's Batum, and the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Bledsoe goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Bledsoe's got 9.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Here's Walker after Eric Bledsoe's score.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Antetokounmpo, no good.
Well, he mistimed it just a skosh. Don't think the defense really had an impact. I think he just flat out missed it.
A shot by Batum, no good.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
Middleton can't get it to go. Stolen by Middleton. For 3, Bledsoe. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got his 6th rebound on the night. High arcing shot.
And the long reach of Antetokounmpo, I mean, stretches for days. And because of that, he's excellent at challenging shots.
And Chris Middleton, 2 seasons ago, tore his hamstring completely off the bone. I mean, he's come back and hasn't missed a beat. One of the most well-rounded players you'll see.
And that one falls for Middleton. And Chris Middleton with maybe, Greg, his best season yet in 2017-18.
It just seems like he gets better every year. A former second-round pick, now all-star caliber. He's worked extremely hard, stayed in the lab, and now we're seeing the results.
And so he hits both.
And Middleton, the former second-round pick now, has put a lot of work in on his game. I mean, a ton of work. Really carving out a nice spot in the league as a result of his hard work.
Now, here's Walker. The open shot. Williams hits the front of the rim and out. Here's Brogdon. That's his 2nd shot and his 2nd basket. He's 2 for 2.
Love how Brogdon runs when the break is on, determined to beat everybody down the floor.
Williams against Antetokounmpo. They get it back. Now here's Lamb, picked by Zeller. Here's Walker. Can they get it? Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Antetokounmpo's got 4 rebounds in this game.
3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
Hornets trail by 16. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And the wide open shot from Bledsoe. Cans the shot from the wing. Bledsoe's got 4 points this quarter.
You know, I think it's critical that Bledsoe shoots with confidence off the catch. I mean, I like that mentality.
Charlotte calls timeout. And a season after he won the most improved player, Antetokounmpo, Clark, was a legit MVP contender.
No doubt about it. I think if the Bucks had been a top seed, perhaps he could have won it, although James Harden was phenomenal last season. The league has been put on notice. This is a guy who wouldn't surprise me at all if he became an MVP at some point in his career.
Charlotte has gotten nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Zeller, a screen on Brogdon, picked by Williams. Walker against Bledsoe. Just 5 on the clock. Over in the corner, Williams. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
That, to me, is just all practice and experience. Textbook shooting from Williams right off the pass.
Over to the wing. Lopez passes to Bledsoe. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Walker. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Outside Williams. Pass to Batum. They set the pick. Bledsoe against Walker. There's the triple. That's in. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
Hey, it's all about how you think, and the mindset of Walker, impressive. He can score in a lot of ways and dominates on offense with virtual ease.
Now here's Lopez. Now Brogdon, and the shot goes in. Brogdon's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Got a piece of it. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
And let's take a moment to look at some stats for Brogdon. Last season's performance for him. Put up about 13 points per, 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And his rookie season, an opportunity to learn the NBA game. He's hoping to take a larger role in his sophomore campaign.
Well, he had the whole summer to work on his game now. I believe he will take that next step forward in his development. I think it's going to be tough for them to trim this deficit if he keeps missing those kinds of shots, Kevin. I mean, they need his points.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
Really came close to the pilfer, but they'll take that effort. Mucking things up is sometimes just as good as a steal.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Kaminsky comes in for Marvin Williams. And Monk's subbed in for Jeremy Lamb. Poke loose. And Malik Monk, tremendous offensive promise, but the defense, Clark, the defense is still coming around.
Well, he was the 11th pick in the draft, Kevin, ahead of Donovan Mitchell. A lot of pressure on Monk to live up to his elite billing. The good news is, and I always say this, Kevin, young guys, you have to give them time to grow and develop. He's a clutch shooter. He's got good size. He's competitive. I think he's going to have a nice career in the NBA.
There's a quiet confidence that Monk seems to play with. You can see he just feels like nobody can guard him. Kid just plays with an edge.
That one is no good. And the Charlotte Hornets wanted to become more efficient shooting the 3-ball last year, and they certainly did.
Well, part of the efficiency was because they took fewer threes and better quality threes as well. Also, some of their younger guys are just becoming more consistent shooters from that range.
Hornets trail by 16. Outside, Walker. He kicks it to Zeller. Over Lopez. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Zeller's got 7 points in the game.
And when he squares up, his height makes him a tough assignment.
Yeah, and he knows how to utilize that size. He takes advantage of it. And that's why he's able to take his time on these shots, because he knows he has that extra height advantage.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And Walker kicks to Batum. Pick by Zeller. Outside, Batum. 6 on the shot clock. Now the Bucks moving it up. It's stolen by Monk. Now here's Monk, the fast break chance. Feeds it to Zeller. And the dunk by Zeller.
Love the unselfishness of Monk there. I mean, love seeing him find the open man.
Bucks leading by 14. Lopez a screen.
Lopez.
Antetokounmpo passes to Snell. It's tipped.
A capable defensive player. That wingspan of Batum's really an asset in blocking shots.
1:29 left in the second quarter. Zeller against Lopez. Just 4 to shoot. And Batum kicks to Monk. Shoots over Brogdon. Rebounded by the Bucks. They led by as many as 18 points. Bledsoe outside. Lopez sets a screen for Bledsoe. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Bledsoe's got 6 in the quarter.
And I like that they're not settling. Getting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim.
Now here's Batum. Picked by Zeller. Kaminsky in the corner. They grab their own miss. Another shot. And Zeller with the lay-in. Zeller's got 11 points.
You know, even though he's been on, they still are behind. I mean, there's only so much he can do.
Bucks leading by 14. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Bledsoe passes to Antetokounmpo. There's a good screen. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. He's got 8.
And, you know, he is unafraid, Antetokounmpo. So good at measuring up the defense, sizing them up, and then keeping his focus.
And here's Walker. 20 points for him. Over Bledsoe.
I like how Bledsoe uses his athleticism to challenge shots and try to get into the head of the shooter.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Bucks ahead, up by 16. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, your guys have been able to limit their scoring. How have you done that?
Well, I think our activity, hopefully in the pick and rolls, is making it difficult on them, contesting every shot, denying, just our activity in general.
High hands and quick feet. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Eric Bledsoe is having one of those nights. He had 13 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, shooters were popping open right and left. Exceptional ball movement. Guys racing off screens, spotting up, knocking down shots. That's the way you play basketball unselfishly, and it was superb, and they exploited all the weaknesses of the defense.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Charlotte.
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster, Ernie. Without major improvements defensively, this game is O-V-A, over.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
Welcome back to Charlotte, the Duke Energy Center, the building in the foreground there. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. What a game we're seeing from Kemba Walker.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Williams is down low with Zeller. Jeremy Lamb out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Batum in at small forward. So that's the Hornets 5. Pass to Lamb. Williams sets a screen for Lamb. Rebound, Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Boy, you look at Mike Budenholzer, and he's moved into a nice situation this offseason. Atlanta in rebuild mode, and the Milwaukee Bucks heading in the other direction. One of the best teams in the East. That's a good landing spot for Budenholzer.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Walker against Bledsoe. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And Budenholzer, well respected around the league. Talk about what he brings now, Clark, to the Milwaukee Bucks, his new team.
Yeah, I think he brings a continuity offensively, ball movement and spacing, and a pretty good system defensively as well.
And if you're just joining us, we've played over a minute here in the 3rd. The kick out to Williams. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Decent at spotting his teammates. You know, Bledsoe is good, I think, at reading the defense and then recognizing when he's got an open teammate.
Now here's Walker. 20 points for him. Over Bledsoe. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
Bucks leading by 19 points. 2 minutes gone in this 3rd quarter now. Antetokounmpo against Williams. Antetokounmpo, no good.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half. And Marvin Williams, back in the day, drafted 2nd overall, was a big, polished prospect, excellent athleticism, but really has always left folks wanting a little more from him.
And that one falls for Williams. And Marvin Williams never became an all-star, but he's had a good, long, steady career.
Yeah, as a rookie, he was all-rookie 2nd team, and I think he's provided about the same amount of production on a per-minute basis throughout his career. The epitome of being steady, except that now he's a better three-point shooter.
And Williams drops them both.
Williams is the former #2 pick in the 2005 draft, and he's carved out a nice role for himself and continues to be an effective player.
Now here's Bledsoe. 13 points in the game. In the corner, Middleton with it. Batum with the steal. Wide open look. And Williams gets it to go on the assist by Walker. 8 points for Williams.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
That one good for 2.
And I think they're winning because of him. I mean, he's hitting a lot of his shots right now.
Hornets trail by 17. And the Hornets call time here.
Timeout.
And the Bucks with these great new facilities, a new coaching staff, a talented roster. What's the upside for this team, Clark?
I think, Kevin, a top 4 seed in the East is very much in the realm of possibility. They have quality players around Giannis, and in this league, you've got to have multiple stars to compete for titles. They're on their way. They're moving in the right direction.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Zeller. Bridges comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Kemba Walker. Now here's Williams. He's got 8. And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Antetokounmpo.
And it's really been a tremendous night. He's been efficient. He's been a major driving force in this offense. And it's no small task to try to slow him down. Once he gets rolling, like we've seen in this game so far, watch out.
That free throw missing. And the Charlotte Hornets once led the league in attendance for 8 consecutive seasons. Last year, they were toward the bottom in attendance.
Yeah, a challenging road for Hornets fans. I mean, they've seen enough of rebuilding, and they really want that next step to be taken.
And he sinks the second.
Well, for the Bucks in 2017, it was the opening of their new state-of-the-art team facility. A year later, right next door, they've inaugurated their new home arena.
That's tipped. Williams with the steal. To the middle. Lopez with the block.
You could see Lopez tracking that shot the whole way. Nice awareness from him and a terrific rejection as well.
And the Bucks sparing no expense with all these new assets.
Well, to bring top talent in and compete with the best, you need to create a winning environment and culture. The Bucks making those investments.
Middleton against Bridges. Fires from deep. That shot is off. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. We get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. That'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. The pass to Hernan Gomez. Dishes to Lamb. Clock at 6. Off the screen. And good that time. Lamb's got 5 points so far.
Jeremy Lamb moves so well with or without the ball, and I like his creativity in using the screens like this.
Antetokounmpo, a screen on Parker. Lopez, a screen. Back to Bledsoe. DiVincenzo. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got his 7th assist in the game. Hornets trail by 16. Picked by Williams. There's a screen. Down low. Stolen away. Shoots from 12. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Kicks it to Parker. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. Screened by Parker. And here is Lamb. No good on the triple. Fast break, Milwaukee. Bledsoe for 3. Kept alive. A second chance effort, and it's Lopez laying it in. Lopez has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Yeah, bully balling his way to the rack that time. Lopez with a great second effort.
Now here's Lamb. Defense right on him. Outside Williams. Bridges a screen on Bledsoe. Poked away. 5 to shoot. Stolen by Bledsoe. And now running up the court, Bledsoe pushing it up. Middleton for 3. Hits it from 3-point range. Middleton's got 5 points in the quarter. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Bucks.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Charlotte calls timeout. And Chris Middleton, 39th overall pick back in 2012, a throw-in in the Brandon Knight, Brandon Jennings trade. Yet, Clark, you know, you look back and he was the best player by far in that deal.
Kevin, a player's individual journey of development is hard to predict. He's now one of the best two-way wings in the league, and I think he surprised a lot of people, but it's a credit to his work ethic and his skill level.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. John Henson's checked in for Lopez. Ilyasova comes in for Chris Middleton, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Eric Bledsoe. Now here's Parker. Hernan Gomez kicks to Parker. Stolen by Dellavedova. Tries from 16, and that's good from Antetokounmpo on the assist by Ilyasova.
And guys, you'd have to say this run really triggered by their transition offense.
Picked by Williams. Pass to Parker. Bridges with it to stop the drought. Drains the three-pointer. Bridges has got 7 points in the game.
Just so precise off the pass. I like how Bridges prepares himself to shoot as the ball is coming his way.
There's a good screen. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Tipped away. It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. Here's Parker. Got a piece of it.
Boy, the defensive chops of Ilyasova really coming into play here. I mean, quite surprising, actually impressive. at how good he is at timing those shot blocks.
Frank Kaminsky, he's checked in for Charlotte. Monk comes in for Lamb. Here's Kaminsky. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Good body control that time by Frank Kaminsky. Seems to me that he's got really good balance and rhythm when he's catching and shooting.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. It's an 18-point game. Here's a look now what's coming up for the Milwaukee Bucks. On Friday, they'll head back home to host the Indiana Pacers. And then on Monday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the New York Knicks.
And looking at that Timberwolves matchup, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
Here's Parker. Frank Kaminsky making his last shot. 6 to shoot. Launches it. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. Antetokounmpo's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Here's Ilyasova. Hernan Gomez grabs the miss. Hernan Gomez has got 6 rebounds now in the game. And there's the feed to Monk. Here's Antetokounmpo. Oh!
My goodness. How about the flash by Antetokounmpo? I mean, just an insanely talented athlete who loves to punish that rim.
Now here's Parker. There's a screen. Now here's Monk. Antetokounmpo defending. This one for 3. The rebound by the Bucks. Hanson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Dellavedova over Parker. And it's Dellavedova missing. Hornets trail by 20. Monk, no one around him. Second shot opportunity. To the wing on the left. And the pass to Hernan Gomez. Another steal. Pass to Ilyasova. Henson with the screen. And Ilyasova kicks to Antetokounmpo. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Antetokounmpo's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Bucks. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Back to Hernan Gomez. He feeds it to Monk. The dish to Parker. There's the screen. Second chance shot. He kicks it to Kaminsky. Now, here's Monk. He's tightly guarded. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. Bucks leading by 23. DiVincenzo. That's tipped. Monk with the ball. There's a minute 40 left in the third quarter of the game. And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Some changes for Charlotte. Zeller, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Batum comes in for Bridges. And Walker subbed in for Parker. Now, here's Monk. Kaminsky sets the pick for Monk. Shot clock at 6. Nailed from three-point land.
You've got to get out on Monk now. He shoots a high percentage from outside the arc, and the form, perfect.
Here's Dellavedova. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Stolen by Henson. Now here's Brogdon. Defense right on him. Now here's Monk, the fast break chance. And Batum kicks to Walker. Pass to Monk. Back to Walker. They get a hand on it. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And they're just playing fast and loose. Sometimes that'll burn you.
you know, can't afford these kinds of mistakes right now, Greg. It's as simple as that. And they're making it hard on themselves.
40 seconds left to play here in the third. Inside and stolen by Zeller. Walker dishes to Monk. That's tipped.
I mean, his field goal percentage isn't good. He's not helping his team out there shooting this poorly.
Brogdon kicks to Ilyasova. Back to Brogdon. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
You know, he's a big guard who really uses his size well. Brogdon is capable of playing either of the guard spots. He's old school in that way, just a guard who happens to be very versatile.
Now, gentlemen, two shots. Roof shots.
That free throw good from Brogdon. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Walker. He's got 20. Zeller setting the pick for Walker. Kicks it to Monk. This one for 3. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in.
Dependable at contesting shots without fouling. When Brogdon is hustling and on top of things like that, it's big time.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. The Bucks on top, just dominating this one. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. On the floor for Milwaukee starting the fourth quarter. Up front you have Ilyasova and Henson. Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Snell in at the 3 slot. Here's Snell, back to Brogdon. Bucks passing it around. Clock at 6. Dellavedova from outside buries the long-range jumper. Dellavedova's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Bucks. Pick by Zeller. Stolen by Dellavedova. To the middle. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
John Henson, drafted out of North Carolina, only weighed 215 pounds as a rookie. He's still lean and slender, but has added enough muscle to hold his own inside.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And at 6'11", some people had Henson listed as a power forward.
Well, you know, in today's game, he's almost exclusively a center. His mobility helps. He's a shot blocker who's comfortable scoring around the basket. The 5 spot is where he's most effective, I think.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Ilyasova. Muhammad comes in for Malcolm Brogdon. And it's Pat Connaughton in for Matthew Dellavedova.
The former Tar Heel, John Henson, is incredibly efficient on both ends of the court.
Graham kicks to Batum. 6 to shoot. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Long and live. Batum gliding to the rim. A thing of beauty.
Here's Connaughton. Graham defending. Pass to Connaughton. Back to Muhammad. Over Monk. Muhammad, no luck. And there's the call on Shabazz Muhammad. That's his first foul. You look at rebounding now, Clark. Teams relying less on one guy and more on collective team rebounding, especially, it seems, on the defensive end.
Yeah, and you think about it, Kevin, with the space and pace game, positionless basketball, if you will, or versatile basketball that takes place, more guys are spread out and away from the goal. Bigger guys are not always camped in the lane, so everybody's got to rebound the ball, more so today than in past decades, because, again, the three-point shots are coming at a rapid rate. Longer rebounds are available now, so everybody's got to be attuned to rebounding the ball.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Bucks leading by 23. Connaughton kicks to Lopez. There's the pass to Snell. Picked by Zeller. Snell, the pass to Muhammad. Another shot. Zeller.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Two shots.
That one is off. Average value of an NBA team, Clark, over $1 billion. And I can't even believe I'm saying that, but the league wasn't always so healthy and always thriving the way it is now.
Yeah, every business goes through periods of prosperity and challenge. The league, NBA, no different. Early 80s, there were real struggles and challenges. Then there was a real bump as we got into the late 80s and into the 90s, plateaued a bit, and now we're on a great ascension. But the players and the league have really worked well together to bring the league to a greater level of popularity and success in this time period now. And you can't discount the big money from TV contracts. That fuels the fire quite a bit as well.
Stolen by Middleton. He dishes it to Zeller. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Marvin Williams.
2 shots. Foul. 2. Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. And he's good on the second. Commissioner Adam Silver believes, Clark, that the NBA will see its first female head coach sooner than later. What do you think?
I think it'll happen. I'm not sure exactly if it'll be sooner. I think it'll be a little time because the pipeline, I think, has to be established to where you have some candidates. And you very well could have candidates now that may not have coached in the NBA that could possibly move into a head coaching role. But I think the progression to that would require, I think, more female assistant coaches before there's a comfort level with moving in that direction from an owner standpoint.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And guys, at this point, he's probably better served to take a seat anyway. They've got no chance in this one.
Biombo, he's checked in for Zeller. And not the best season for Brook Lopez a year ago. Never seemed to be in the form we're used to seeing him in.
Normally, Kevin, he's so efficient and just didn't make the shots at the rate he normally does. He ended up being more of a role-playing big man than a centerpiece. And I think he's still got plenty left in his fuel tank, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him bounce back with a really strong season.
Middleton hits them both. Hornets have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. There's a screen. And Walker kicks to Lamb. Shot clock reset for Charlotte.
And the offensive rebounding, really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the board.
The Hornets shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them.
You know, using his athleticism well on these drives inside, Lamb is dependable at finding routes to the bucket.
Now here's Bledsoe. Clark, these days, less emphasis on divisional rivalries, more emphasis, it seems, on conference rivalries. You reading that the same way?
Yeah, I am, and I think part of it is because winning your division doesn't necessarily affect your playoff seeding the way it used to. And I think if we get rid of conferences, the rivalries could shift again. So I've already laid out my position on conferences. Let's stay East and West.
Dishes it to Lopez. Williams with the block.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Batum wide open. He fires. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got 3 assists tonight. Bledsoe against Walker. Lopez a screen. Bledsoe. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim. Knew he was going to get hit and still was able to finish.
Hernan Gomez is checked in for Bismack Biyombo. The free throw drops for Bledsoe. Hornets have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Walker to the right side. Now Batum.
Yeah, I don't want to dismiss the defensive chops of Antetokounmpo. I mean, he is so good at handling himself on the defensive end, whether he's guarding his own guy or in position to help his teammates. A smart, decisive pass inside there. He really made it easy for his teammate.
Charlotte's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. And Lamb kicks to Walker. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Bledsoe. Charlotte making a switch here. Bridges checks in. And the Bucks making a change here. And so here's Charlotte. And here is Lamb. There's the pick. 5 on the clock. Outside, Walker puts up a 3. And again, the Hornets missing.
And so much for repeating the three-point barrage he put on in the first half. Nothing here in the second.
And he gets it to go.
You know, he attracts a lot of attention, and Lopez making the most of it there to set his teammate up with an open look.
Walker against Bledsoe. And Walker kicks to Lamb. You know, Clark, when you think about it, all fans really care about is winning, and that's hard to pull off when you're the only star on your team. We see it all over the league.
You know, basketball is not tennis or golf. It's a team game, and one man can't win a championship by himself. I mean, when you look at all the championship teams, they were championship teams, not driven by just one star player. And it's a blessing when you can play with other good players. And and that's what all good players desire to do at some point in their career.
And great effort on the boards, and what a mean talk that was, Kev. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pumpkin.
Here's Bledsoe, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And last season, not the one Brook Lopez wanted to have before heading into free agency.
He just never seemed to find a place with the Lakers and saw his minutes decline as he wasn't in their plans. Averaged a career low in terms of minutes played per game last year.
Shooting two.
I think he still's got a lot to offer and should bounce back closer to his all-star level of output.
The free throw drops for Eric Bledsoe. Parker's checked in for the Hornets. Bledsoe hits them both. Here's Parker. You know, every coach talks about playing team basketball, Clark. When it comes to the fans, they really come out to see the stars. What do you think is the psychology behind that?
Well, I think fans enjoy elite players and great talent across any sport. But they also recognize that team play is critical to winning. So I think it's a combination. Fans, I think we've got to give them a little more credit. Sure, they want to see the stars play, but they want to win, and they know to win, teams have to be about team basketball, not just highlighting and enjoying the stars.
Here is Bledsoe following the three by Charlotte.
Hey, I like creativity and a circus finish as much as anybody, but you better be sure you got a chance to make it.
Parker passes to Lamb. They get a hand on it. Just 5 to shoot. And up the court come the Bucks on the break.
Nice display of excellent timing there by Middleton. Just skying for the basket at the right time off of those lob passes. Really good at anticipating where that pass is and how soon it's going to get to him.
Parker dishes to Lamb. And it's off from three-point range. Milwaukee's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Wasted no time on that one. Parker with it. They set the pick. Passes it to Bridges. Charlotte no good that time either. The Bucks have gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Well, Clark, some G League salaries on the rise due to two-way contracts.
Yeah, and I think some of it is a function, Kevin, of the league's prosperity and success as revenues continue to grow. But I don't think it's a handout. I mean, when these guys get called up to the NBA, they've got to continue to be ready to produce and contribute, because at the end of the day, it's about production if you're going to make your way into the NBA.
Shoot 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Where you look at player contracts today, Clark, a little different from the one after you signed your rookie year. What, 4 years and $1 million? Do I have that right?
Yeah, you got the numbers right, Kevin. And, you know, I look at that as all relative. How about the guys who played way before me?
Right.
And they were traveling on trains to games and were working jobs during the summer. I mean, it's all a function of the revenue generation of the league, which has grown exponentially. Since I played, we were part of the group that actually saw the first salary cap instituted in the early 80s. So growth is part of what we see now in players' salaries, and I'm all for the guys to get what they deserve from that standpoint.
Now here's Parker. He kicks it to Bridges. Back to Parker. They set the pick. Hits the front of the rim and out.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take. Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be terribly deflating for the opposition. Boy, they look helpless, really getting beat up physically and emotionally.
The Bucks shooting about 47% here in the fourth. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Clark, it always seems the coaches get fired a lot, and there's kind of the rotating names there, but the GMs who hire them stay in place. What's your take on that?
Yeah, you know, it's fairly complex, Kevin. I don't know if we have enough time to delve in it effectively here, but my initial feeling is every circumstance is a little different, and sometimes it's a little easier to move the coach than the general manager for whatever reason. But there should be more accountability for GMs, not just for who they draft, but also who they hire as coaches. So I'm mixed, but I kind of understand why sometimes the coach is a little more readily expendable.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Milwaukee. And the second free throw, good. And so here's Charlotte. Now here's Parker. Feeds to Williams. Shot to stop the run. Lopez with the block. In the corner, Middleton with it. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte. 1:57 left in the fourth quarter. Middleton against Bridges. Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. You know, watching Miles Bridges, he just brings so much energy to the team.
High motor guy, very aggressive. You know, a bit of a tweener, which in a positionless world could be a good thing. Explosive, strong, athletic. I think his best basketball is ahead of him.
And that one falls for Bridges. It had been the 90s, Clark, when we saw the pick and roll really become a common type play. Defenses have now adjusted somewhat, but many offenses still rely on it now.
Man, you go way back to the 50s and 60s. The pick and roll has been one of the hardest plays to defend since really basketball came into existence, quite honestly. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and now with the interchangeable parts that many teams have, you have the real challenge of small guys setting screens on big guys and creating havoc. So screen and roll action, always a very important part of the game and a hard set to cover well on defense.
Now here's Lopez. Came hard off that pick and finished strong.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bucks.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
Here's Dellavedova. Lopez outside. Middleton on the wing. There's 39 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Drills it from outside.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
And, Greg, you know how hard it is to win on the road, but they seem to have this one firmly in control and have been very impressive today.
And so here's Charlotte. following the 3 by Milwaukee. Graham kicks to Biombo. Pass to Graham. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that time, also a missed shot. Here's Dellavedova. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Eric Bledsoe. Eric, a strong performance tonight. What's been the difference?
We're getting out of transition, trying to get defensive stops. And everybody's just playing their game.
And it showed tonight, Eric. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.